Hi everyone, Lisa Haven here, and the Antifa thugs are continuing to wreak chaos all across the country. And coming November 4th, things are going to get crazy. So much so that there are reports of them starting a civil war. No joke. Now check out this report from www.infowars.com titled Antifa Plans Civil War to Overthrow the U.S. Government. Violent, and I mean violent, far-left group demands that Trump regime be removed from their power. Now, I did a report on this group quite a few weeks ago and just the devious maneuverings of this organization. And most recently, a video report, which I'm going to leave in the links below, by Steven Crowder, a comedian of all things, has come out of the open, proving that this group plans and intends to use knives and guns and violent activity towards patriots and conservatives in order to dethrone the Donald Trump administration. But don't take my word for it. I'm going to show you the link. And this one's from www.newsbusters.org titled Steven Crowder Exposes Media's Refusal to Report Antifa Violence and Tactics. Now, this report goes on to detail the video that I told you about a moment ago where Steven Crowder goes in and infiltrates the Antifa group, and basically he divulges information, and I'm giving you a brief of this, that while in there trying to figure out their actual plans, he unveiled the fact that they plan to use violence. They have November 4th coming up, which I'm going to show you on their website in a moment, but they have plans to mass riot and cause civil tensions on the 4th of November. If you are a conservative patriot, you may want to lay low, if you will, from these kinds of thuggish behaviors. But not only that, but Steven Crowder went on to report when he was in conversation with one of the members there, how they had planned to, how you should stab someone, certain ways that you can do that, just disturbing facts. He went and shared it with the police. The police were happy to receive the information. And then he went and received it with, I believe, an MSM reporter. And the reporter downright refused to air the footage until the next day when some violent thing broke out, but they didn't even air what Steven Crowder had given them. That's the interesting thing, and very sad. But let me take you straight to their website so you can understand the kind of terror this group is. And they have officially, I believe, been classified as a domestic terrorist, at least on in some areas, in some states as well. But refusefascism.org is their website. You can see Get Organized November 4th right on the front there. There's also a part where they broke the freeway. They stopped the freeway in the Los Angeles, California area, saying it begins November 4th. And I'll show that picture up on the screen so you know what I'm talking about. But that was the thuggish behaviors of the Antifa group trying to halt people on the freeway, of all things. Also on their website, you'll notice that they are in support of the NFL taking a knee. In other words, they don't care about America. They want nothing to do with America. America is not the priority of the Antifa terrorist group. Their priority is just to dethrone and destabilize our country. That said, something else on their website I wanted to read to you, and it's this section, and it's in regards to the 4th of November. They state, "We will gather in the streets and public squares of cities and towns across the country. At first, many thousands declaring that this whole regime is illegitimate and that we must not stop until our single demand is met. The nightmare must end. The Trump-Pence regime must go. They further say that our protest must go on day after day, night after night, thousands becoming hundreds of thousands, then millions determined to act to put a stop to the grave danger that Trump-Pence regime poses to the world by demanding that this whole regime be removed from power." Those are their words. And if you look through their site, they're asking for donations, they're asking for help, they're asking for all these things. And quite frankly, they need to go straight to jail because these people are violent. They're using violence. The ones that are violent anyway need to be behind bars. But these have been evidently portrayed all across the country in the recent violent outbreaks with Antifa, which I'm sure many of you have seen and heard. But let me throw up this report. This is the good news, and this is by dailymail.co.uk. FBI and Homeland Security deem Antifa as domestic terrorists as they warn of escalating violence between the left and white nationalists. That goes on to say that the officers launched a global investigation into Antifa last year to determine whether they could start committing terror attacks. Obviously, they are. DHS also classified their activities as domestic terrorist violence, and a senior state law enforcement official told them that a whole bunch of them have been placed on the watch list. Now, they are a very far left group, and guess who is helping fund the group? Well, the one and only George Soros, the instigator of troubles and riots and chaos all across the country. He was responsible for a lot of what happened in Ukraine. Also, with Black Lives Matter, we know he has his hand in that. And quite frankly, Soros needs to get behind bars. Check out this report from the Daily Caller. It's back in July, but dailycaller.com, titled "The Anti-Fascist Fascists." Now, this report goes on to say that George Soros also backed self-proclaimed anti-fascist groups. This year, he backed the Alliance for Global Justice, giving $50,000 to the militant thugs associated with the group Refuse Fascism. That was the website that I showed you a moment ago, Refuse Fascism. That is Antifa, where they're organizing, getting together, trying to get people out on the streets on November 4th, causing chaos, putting patriots and conservatives and Christians in the limelight. As you can see with the Steven Crowder video, if you've not seen that, I recommend you guys watch it. It's crazy, and I think everyone will get an idea of how bad that these thugs can actually be. And imagine what they're doing to our country. It's just, and honestly, I heard, honestly, I think they can easily be used to cause chaos, cause civil uprising in this country. And as InfoWars report put out earlier, they are wanting to cause a civil war. And that's exactly what they mean. They mean day after day, night after night, let's rise up, let's fight. This is straight up violence in the name of left crap. These leftist radical views that have been brainwashed in our children using the Common Core curriculums in your schools. These are the kinds of things that were taught to these children, and they were never taught otherwise or any other way. And so they're brainwashed over and over again through the colleges, unless you have parents who are waking you up to these things. And I know each and every single one of you out there listening are those kinds of parents waking your kids up. And thank you for that. Thank you for being radical enough to understand that we have to retrain our children's brain when they go into some of these institutions, which we need. Obviously, our kids have to go to school. Homeschool is always an option, but not everyone can do that. Private schools will, but not everybody can do that. And look, it's everywhere. It's not just in the school system. It's on the television and everywhere you look. I've done multiple reports on brainwashing techniques that the government studies and uses. They are using that on your television in order to brainwash you to a certain political view. They are well aware. Project Monarch, Project MK Ultra, all these things are legit, they're documented, and they're proven. Hypnosis is one that I did recently. I proved using government documents from the DOJ and the Navy and how they actually utilize it. So there is a whole realm of that going on, but a lot of these thugs are brainwashed and they're just puppets. They really are, and they're puppets being used by people like the Podestas and the Clintons and the Soros of the world. Anyhow, I wanted to give you a forewarning and a heads up. This is a thuggish group, so there's your warning. Well, thanks again for tuning into my channel here, and please don't forget to check out my partner at getthetea.com. Trust me, you guys are gonna love everything that he has, all kinds of vitamins and supplements. These are things that you're already buying, so go there to Get the Tea. Let him know you heard it on Lisa Haven. My favorite products, the Alley C, the Colostrum, the Super Strength Tea. He's got a big 3-pack. Check it out. Anyway, thanks again for tuning in. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.